Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to play another game of Star Wars Armada. We might actually get to have two games today. We shall see. But before I forget, I don't normally do this because, one, I don't buy a lot of nerd stuff, and two, this is actually for the wrong game. But I really like this dice tower thing, and it was made by Trollworks LLC. I got a hold of them via Etsy.com, and they're not paying me to do this. I just really like how this thing turned out. I actually bought a couple of these for some friends of mine. They were Christmas presents and amazing. And I'm going to hopefully remember to use it today. It's going to be like helping me roll dice and hopefully destroy Josh's stuff. Now, that being said, let's get into what's happening. If you watched the last game of Planetary Ion Cannon, you're going to see very similar things. But let's go through this anyway. So, Planetary Ion Cannon. After placing obstacles, the second player places 3 objective tokens in the play area beyond distance 5 of both players' edges. At the end of the command phase, the second player may choose one enemy ship at distance 1 to 3 of an objective token and remove that token from play area to perform an attack against that ship. The attacker is treated as if it is a ship with a battery armament of 4 blue dice. It is not friendly to any ship or squadron. The attack is treated as being at medium range, cannot be obstructed, and can target any of the defender's hull zones. And it has the following critical effect. Blue crit. The defender must choose and exhaust one of his defense tokens. Alright. So, that is the setup for this. I will start with the Empire list. We have 2 very nasty fighters, especially in combination with each other. We have Sienna Ray and Valen Rudor. Sienna Ray is, while you are defending, treat the attack as obstructed. Other than that, it's a TIE interceptor with counter 2 and swarm. And then we have this TIE fighter. While an enemy squadron is engaged with another squadron, it cannot target you. And he throws black dice. That's gross on a TIE fighter. It's absolutely ridiculous in my opinion, but that's my opinion. So, then we have a Gozanti with Comsnet. Comsnet allows it to, at the end of... After the reveal command dial step, you may may remove one command token from this ship and assign the same token to another ship. So it can give tokens away. He has 2 of these, so that's kind of neat. Then we have the Knife Fighting ISD. This is the alternate art card for the Knife Fighting ISD. It has black dice. So 3 reds, 2 blues, and 3 blacks. On the front, 2 blacks, a blue, and a red on the sides, and 1 of each in the rear. Has normal shield disbursement for an ISD, and it has, where's the anti-squadron? There it is. It's a black and a blue anti-squadron die. Now, he also brings assault proton torpedoes, so if he gets a black crit, he's going to deal a face-up to the defender. Through all of my shields. There's electronic countermeasures, so he can exhaust this card to choose one of my defense tokens, cover that with an accuracy. Leading shots, which allows him to spend a blue die and re-roll as many dice as he wants to. And then there's boarding troopers. When you reveal a command, you may discard a squadron dial or token, and this card to choose one enemy ship at close range. Choose and spend a number of its defense tokens up to your squadron value. So he gets to spend 2 of mine on a ship, and then he'll shoot at me with this ship. This is the Avenger. Avenger has Mahdi, which adds hull to each of the other ships. Gunnery teams allows him to shoot twice out of the same hull zone. Cannot be at the same ship or at the same squadrons. Hardened bulkheads, which is a large ship only. When you overlap a ship of a smaller class size, or are overlapped by a ship of a smaller class size, deal 1 fewer face-down damage card to your ship. Leading shots, already went over that one. And then we have Avenger. Avenger says that while attacking, the defender cannot spend exhausted defense tokens. ECM, already went over that one. And Strategic Advisor, which allows him to exhaust this card to say, hey, I moved a ship. But he does have to wait to use this ship in order for that ability to work. So if this ship is already activated that turn, a Strategic Advisor is useless. Alright, now let's go over to, please forgive the dogs barking, let's go over to the Rebel ships. We have a Corvette, we have a command cruiser, we have a bunch of squadrons, and we have 2 medium transports. Alright, so we have a Corvette A this time, because red dice are important for the Corvette. We have Leia. Leia says when you reveal a command, you may choose one other friendly ship at distance 1 to 5 and change that ship's command to your revealed command. So if my big ship has concentrated fire and I really need it to be a engineering, then Leia can say, hey, your dial's an engineering. We have medical team. So I can discard a face-up crew trait damage card for that 1 point. Early warning system, I get to choose a hull zone, and attacks directed at that hull zone are treated as obstructed. We have turbo laser reroute circuits, which allows me to spend one of my evades and change a red die to a crit or a double hit, which is awesome. And we have Admiral Akbar that says whenever you attack only out your sides, you can add 2 blue dice. 2 red dice, excuse me. Then we have the big boat again. This boat is different than the other one was. We have this is the command center version. It's the cheaper one with 3 blues and 3 reds out its sides. We have Enhanced Armament, which adds 1 red die out its sides. Engineering Team, which grants 1 additional engineering point. Defiance, if I shoot at a ship that's already gone this turn, I get to add 1 die of any color to my attack pool. Ramus Antilles, when you reveal a command, you gain 1 matching token without spending the command dial. So if I do Concentrate Fire, then I can spin an extra die during an attack, and I can have a reroll. Electronic Countermeasures. Well, I already went over that. And Leading Shots, also went over that one.
And that combo only do.
And Ramus Antilles, it's not going to stack with Engineering Team, so I can't use an Engineering Command and an Engineering Token in the same turn to get 2 extra Engineering points.
Because the reason is when you're...
Forgive the dogs barking every now and again. I'm kind of pausing the video whenever they erupt. Alright, we have 3 X-Wing squadrons, which have Bomber and Escort. Bomber is I can deal crits to ships, and Escort says you have to shoot at me before you shoot at other squadrons. We have a Green Squadron A-Wing, which is Bomber and Counter 1. We have it throws black dice. The X-Wings throw red dice at ships. We have Gold Squadron Y-Wings, which are Bomber and have 2 blue dice at ships and at squadrons. We have Koran Horn, and he is a Bomber, which means he can deal crits to ships. Rogue, which means he can move and attack during the squadron phase, and Snipe 4, which means I can throw anti-squadron dice at range 2. That ignores the counter keyword. And then we have Ten Nub. While attacking a squadron, you may spend 1 blue die with a crit icon. If you do, each other enemy squadron at distance 1 of the defender suffers 1 damage. Also has Bomber. But it's a B-Wing, so it throws black dice in both the anti-squadron and the anti-ship. And then we have 2 medium transports, both with Bomber Command Center. Let's zoom in on that real quick. So Bomber Command Center. While a friendly squadron with Bomber at distance 1 to 5 is attacking a ship, it may reroll 1 die. The squadron cannot resolve more than one bomber command center per attack. So if I shoot at a ship and I roll 2 blanks, I can re-roll one of them into something else. Only 2 of the squadrons have more than one ship die. So that's only gonna. The only once per turn is only gonna affect the B wing and the Y wing. Everybody else only throws 1 die. And they both have that. So let's get ready to play some Armada. Alright folks, this is the deployment. I mean, obviously I'm playing Rebels again, so that's why we're over here. There are not 3 ISDs. That ship can't get on that base and sitting next to that one currently. So yeah. The 3 red things are the ion cannon shenanigans. Those guys are probably just gonna fly straight up and go around the obstacles and stuff, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, now it's time to move ships. Alright, as typical for turn 1, no dice were rolled. Opening of turn 2, that's gonna go off though. But that may be the only one that goes off this game, but we shall see. One of the transports has been removed due to not being able to complete its maneuver because the ISD in front of it canted its rear. So the Gozanti couldn't clear the base. Was dealt a face down damage card, landed on a rock, dealt a face up damage card, which was a double damage, and then it got ran into by the other Gozantis. So one of the Gozantis is dead and the other one has a card on it. So that was very uncharacteristic of Josh. He's usually a very good pilot as far as this stuff goes. But that ISD has 3 tokens on it. So that could be not fun. Yeah. So here we go. Alright, so we are at the bottom of turn 2. We did some damage with some fighters. But the ships did not shoot at each other this turn. So that happened. That was kind of neat to watch. I'm not really sure what's going to happen now, but we'll see. So this ISD has 1 shield in the front, 1 shield on this side, 1 shield on that side, both shields in the rear. The Planetary ion cannon removed 4 shields, and then he repaired 3 of them. So there were 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shields have been removed from the ISD this turn. And this fighter is engaged with these 2 X-Wings. And the X-Wings have no way to basically not take damage from them or to mitigate any kind of damage at all. So it'll take 1 or 2 rounds depending on who shoots at them before they die. Probably. Yeah, and that was the end of turn 2, right? Mm-hmm. Yep, that was turn 2. On to turn 3. Alright, folks. We have some damage dealt to the front ISD. The back ISD shot at fighters last turn. My fighters are in bad shape right now. One of the X-Wings is dead. The other 2 X-Wings are both at 2 points. My Gold Squadron Y-Wings are at 4. My B-Wings are at 4. Koran Horn is at 3. And the A-Wings are at 2. So the fighters have taken a beating. They're probably going to get lost this turn. Those Gozantis are staring down the barrel of a Corvette. Medium transports are here just for fighter activations, basically, and to sink initiative. My big ship did some damage to his front ISD. And that was unkind of me to do that, but it happens. So, yeah. We'll see what this turn holds for us, and here shortly. This thing is working awesome right now, even though it's for Battletech and not for Star Wars. I might get another one for Star Wars, just because. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the bottom of turn 4. I was able to remove that ISD. I've not lost any of my ships yet. I will probably lose more squadrons before the end of the game. But we're going to go ahead and call this one in favor of Rebels. Because half his list is gone. His pair of fighters is still ridiculous. Now, that is paired with some double anti-squadron fire from both of his ISDs. but they're still pretty nasty to fight against. Now, Akbar just fired one die at the Gozantes. He rolled a blank, so he used Turbo Laser Reroute Circuit to be able to try again. And yeah, so this is going to be a double game, folks. This is the first round that we're trying these two lists head to head. So yeah, round 1 goes to Rebels. We'll see what the second game has in store for us. Alright folks, this is round 2 in our game of Planetary Ion Cannon today. We decided not to change the lists for the sake of time, but we do get to reset up the war zone. Nobody's set anything up yet, so we are right now trying to figure out where we want to fight, and deployment and that kind of stuff. So he's still thinking. Just want to give you guys a little bit of a transition. This is still going to be Planetary Ion Cannon. So at the beginning of the command phase, if one of the first player ships is within 1 to 3 of the objective tokens, then I get to throw 4 blue dice at him at any hull zone. Can't count as obstructed, counts as being at medium range. And that comes with an added crit possibility. And you can only resolve 1 critical effect per turn, just as a reminder. So you can't exhaust one of the defender's defense tokens and resolve a critical effect from a card. So, and it did matter because he was out of shields at one point, and I was able to deal a crit, and it was either exhaust his defense tokens, which were fairly useless at that point, or deal a face-up damage. So we chose to deal a face-up damage, which is why we got him into the predicament that he was. Alright, so yeah, let's finish deployment for this. We'll check back in a moment. Alright folks, this is our setup for the second game of the day. He didn't set up in front of a rock this time, so that should go in his favor, but he is going to fly this way. One or both of those is probably going to go off. This one's probably not going to happen again. And Rebels flew a little bit farther away this time. So there's going to be a lot of posturing this game. And again, that ship is on the mat because it can't sit next to that one and not pump. So yeah, here goes game 2. This will be the first turn. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have some epic music playing right now for the end of turn 1. Alright, nothing's really happened quite yet, other than no mishaps in turn 1. My big boat's gonna take a while to get to the fight. Everybody else is moving faster than my big boat, so that could cause a problem here in a minute, probably. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Here goes turn 2. Alright, so, we're near the end of turn 2. The only reason I'm putting the video on right now is because this is a very appropriate song as to setting our mood right now. It's the Mos Eisley Cantina music at the moment, so I thought it was funny. So did Josh. Okay, back to more seriousness. Alright folks, this is what it looks like at the end of turn 2. That guy has taken 2 points of damage. You know, the guy that throws black dice at things. It's gross. These two are engaged with each other. He's not engaged with Koran because Koran can shoot him at what is that?
Snipe. Too.
Snipe. He can snipe. These guys all shot at this one. That guy got run over. So he got moved over there. And these two decided to hide behind the medium transports. Those guys are towing the line. And these guys are running away from their line towers. And the Rebels are doing weird things, but that's not unlike me playing Rebels. So, alright, now we're going to go into turn 3. Alright, folks. So here's how this is going to work. These two ships are never going to move again. Because neither one of them can clear the other one. But that's what Josh wanted. Because I don't have shots out of my massive side arc. I did get to shoot at that ship this one time. And if those Gozantes wander too far this way, they're going to get smoked with a bunch of dice.
Bring it on, I got black dice.
But, yeah, this is going to be bad for Rebels. This is probably going to be a 10-1 for Empire. Because that ship is right there. That ship is right there. Bad things are going to happen. But I am going to get to use the third one. Not that the first two did anything helpful.
Oh, roll those beautiful 4 blue dice.
Yeah, those 4 blue dice are totally going to do not much. They're going to do not enough is what they're going to do. Alright, folks. So I'm going to quit complaining now so we can just play this game. Yeah. That was turn 3.
Correct.
Alright, we're on turn 4. Alright, bottom of turn 4. Rebels are in a bad place. The Moncal is at 4 damage. I have 3 shields up front, 4 shields on my side, 2 redirect tokens. We're contemplating whether I should have not used the exhausted brace token due to boarding troopers. Because then I would be able to reduce half damage on that ship for the rest of the game, as opposed to just using it on that one attack. So I'm inclined to think that I made the wrong choice here, but we'll work it out and figure out what could have happened. Yeah. There's a bunch of damage on both of these guys. So the knife fighting ISD has only taken damage due to ramming. His movement, my movement, his movement again. Or my movement twice and your movement once? That's what it was. My movement twice and his movement once. The other ISD has taken 7 points of damage due to fighters. Lots of fighters. And a little bit of damage from the Moncal at long range. But yeah, that was it. Does this guy have any shields anywhere?
Nope.
Okay.
1-on-1s. I put him back as engineering just now.
All right. The ISD, this one has a shield up front and a shield on his right side, and that's all he's got left right now. All right. Now we're gonna roll dice for turn 5, and I'm gonna start losing more stuff. During turn 5, on the first activation, the knife fighting ISD, which has 5 damage cards, obliterates the Moncal and then drives through its wreckage. So it was boarding troopers?
Yeah.
Boarding troopers. Ow! That hurts a lot, especially whenever you pair it with APT or advanced proton torpedoes.
Yep.
Which is a face-up crit whenever you roll crits with black dice. So
to be fair, it took 3 complete rounds to kill that ship.
yes, it took 3 rounds to go through my 12 shields and 8 hull points. Yes, it took you 3 rounds to do 20 points of damage. You big whiny baby.
So the thing is, though,
He's gonna table me, and he's like, "Nah, it didn't take long
there is
enough."
a difference. So at events, what I really have been smart to turn in is try and get greedy with Akbar, because I got greedy with Akbar.
You did.
So what's the smarter play, to try and double team that and kill you a lot faster and take that, or try to go for more points? That's where
Because in a tournament you have a time,
yeah.
so you get to complete the turn. So if we didn't get to start turn 6, then he doesn't table me.
Yeah.
So he has a point there. Now, if you were in a tournament, I totally would have gone, no, eat the big ship.
Yeah.
And then hopefully chase down Snack Bar.
Yeah.
Maybe. With Gozantes in your... No. No, that's not going to happen. Snack Bar gets away, but you can smoke everything else.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Ow!
So that's the point of practice, to be like, if this was in a tournament match, I should not chase Akbar, because that took too freaking long.
And the difference would have been one command. If I had chose to do engineering one round earlier, I would possibly still be alive.
Yeah.
The possibility is there. Especially since I have engineering team and Ramus, which allows me to get essentially 3 extra engineering each turn, which means I can generate 2 shields and remove a card every turn.
Because honestly, with the 2 fighters that I have, I am not afraid of Rebel fighter walls anymore.
No. Nor should you be. Because
at least in this capacity. There probably are other ones that would totally wreck me.
Oh, probably. But not
rogue,
not Rebel. Yeah, all rogue fighters. I have a rogue squadron fighter ball that would be nasty. But we're going to finish this turn and see how it plays out and update you guys in a minute. Alright, folks. We are going to call it a day at this point. We have determined that Rebels got an 8-3 for the first game. I'm talking it through, figuring out what would have been left at the end of the game. And that would have been just the Mahdi ISD. Everything else would have been dead at that point. And then, because we stopped at turn 4, we would have carried on to turn 5 and turn 6 had we had been playing by tournament rules and so on and so forth. But for the sake of time, we decided to call it. So Rebels got that as an 8-3. And then this game was literally 1 damage point on Admiral Akbar over there, away from a 10-1. If he had been able to deal 1 additional point of damage to kill Akbar, this game would have resulted in a 10-1 in favor of Empire. But he was unable to do that 1 point of damage. I was able to engineer it away, which takes 2 turns on a Corvette, which is, it sucks, but that's what it happened. That's what it does. So, yeah, that was painful. I've not gone through a game like that since Josh has been home. He's getting it back, which means I'm about to suck at this again. So we'll just wait till Josh goes on another deployment, and then I'll get better.
So
really, it's not that I get better. He gets worse.
Is it both ISDs are on the table?
Yes, both ISDs are on the table right now.
3 ion cannons went off.
And I did get to shoot all 3 of the ion cannons. They came up to do a lot less damage this game. They did shoot this knife fighting ISD with 12 blue dice. And the first 2 went off. They were
2 accuracies and 2 hits.
2 accuracies, 2 hits. I think all 3 times is what the roll was.
No, you hit me with a crit and 2 hits and an accuracy on the last one.
Oh, that's right. I think it was 2 accuracies, a hit crit on the last one.
But I also engineered like mad on that
He
shit.
did engineer a whole bunch on this knife fighting ISD.
And comms relay helps at the beginning.
Yes.
To get that extra
Comms relay allowed him to give the ISD the token he needed to be able to use boarding troopers. Because without it, he has to spend one of those precious things to be able to use boarding troopers. Now, you'll notice that he does have a maneuver token on here, which means that at some point he used a dial that he didn't need to be able to make that token, because the Gozanti spent a lot of this game far away from his ISDs, which means they weren't giving each other, they were not handing out tokens this game. So, yeah, still not sure what to do with those boarding troopers and APT, whether I should have kept the brace or not. I think we figured out that I still would have died at turn 6 because of how everything happened. But if that ship would have been in my side arc and my front arc, that ship, this ISD right here, would have been toast. But he was half an inch from me being able to hit him with my side arc. Because he was in arc, but I could not draw a line of sight because it went through my arc, which does not allow me to shoot him. So, yeah, that was That was a good game, though. That was our third Planetary Ion Cannon game. I think we're going to stop playing that one for a little while. All right, folks. Take care, have fun, and God bless.